I recognize that this is mostly going to be seen by the base who already agrees, but there's obviously big rumors being pushed by the media that normal people are believing. I see it on my social media feeds all day. If you even look not like a cisgendered white man, you're going to get arrested and deported. What kind of discretion do ICE agents use when going into neighborhoods?
So here's what we need. I did an interview yesterday in the media, took all the context. And people, they comment, first of all, most people comment are morons. They don't understand the law. But bottom line is, when you see the operations, when they're temporarily detaining and questioning, they don't need probable cause to temporarily detain and question. They need reasonable suspicion. And reasonable suspicion is a collection of factors, right? Articulable facts that lead to reasonable suspicion. And that could be, where they're at, what's their current behavior, what is their past behavior. And I said yesterday, and people went nuts, and their physical appearance is one factor. Now, you can't detain someone based on their physical appearance, but that's one of the many factors that you gather to get to that reasonable suspicion standard. So, and once you have reasonable suspicion and question them, then you got to establish probable cause to make an arrest. That's the way the law is written.
I also could be mistaken, but appearance, it could also be MS-13 tattooed on their forehead. And regardless of what race you are, I think that's a pretty good use of.
It's one factor out of many you got to gather, but have an MS-13 on their forehead, maybe he's a naturalized citizen. So that's one factor amongst many that can add to reasonable suspicion. And once you question them, then you gather probable cause to make the arrest.
As a citizen, I would like you to detain that person. If them's got that tattooed on their forehead, you don't have to take my advice. I'm obviously.
No, as a matter of fact, a judge just decided yesterday she's trying to, put a stop to what we're doing on the streets, but she'll lose that in an appeals court because we are establishing reasonable suspicion. That is what the law says. I learned that in 1984 in the Border Patrol Academy. You got to establish reasonable suspicion before you approach somebody, and that's the standard we follow.